The emergency room was supposed to be a place of help, but that night it became a scene of cruelty. A pregnant black woman gasped in pain, pleading for assistance as nurses looked away. Then came the sound, a slap echoing through sterile halls. The white nurse who struck her didn't ask her name, didn't see her humanity, just made a judgment she'd soon regret. Because the woman she humiliated wasn't alone. And when the truth about who her husband was came out, the entire hospital would never be the same. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Late one evening, Ariana Brooks rushed into the city hospital, her contractions sharp and sudden. It was her first child, and fear mixed with joy as she clutched her belly, praying for safety. Ariana was a respected social worker, loved for her calm strength and compassion. But that night she was just another patient in pain, vulnerable and desperate. The waiting room hummed with noise, yet when she called for help, eyes turned away. The receptionist frowned at her paperwork, whispering something to the nurse. Ariana's heart raced. She'd spent her life helping others find justice, yet in that sterile corridor, she felt powerless. Her husband, David Brooks, a city councilman known for his reforms, was minutes away. Unaware that his wife's cry for help would turn into a moment that would shake the hospital's reputation and ignite a citywide reckoning, Ariana's pain grew unbearable. She leaned against the counter, her breath uneven. "Please," she whispered, but the white nurse, Nancy, didn't even glance up. "Others are waiting," she muttered, sliding a clipboard toward her. Ariana could barely hold the pen. The fluorescent light seemed to flicker with each heartbeat. Her knees trembled, vision blurring. Yet Nancy's tone remained icy, her eyes scanning Ariana like she didn't belong there. Minutes crawled by. Murmurs filled the room. A man shook his head. A woman pulled out her phone. Then Ariana collapsed to the floor with a soft cry. Instead of rushing to help, Nancy stomped forward, irritation twisting her face. "I told you to wait your turn!" she barked, grabbing Ariana's arm roughly. When Ariana flinched in pain, Nancy's palm struck her face. The sound was sharp. Crack. The waiting room went silent. Phones lifted. Cameras started recording. Ariana's hand went to her cheek, eyes wide with disbelief. It wasn't just a slap. It was humiliation, raw and public. The nurse froze, realizing too late what she'd done. Ariana trembled, clutching her stomach, fear mingling with the instinct to protect her unborn child. The air was heavy, electric, and judgmental. Someone whispered, "She's pregnant!" But no one moved. In that painful stillness, Ariana felt the weight of every injustice she'd ever fought against, and she knew this one would not go unanswered. The automatic doors burst open as David Brooks rushed in. Drenched from the rain, his eyes filled with fury. The crowd parted instinctively. "Where is she?" he demanded. When he saw Ariana trembling on the floor, cheeks red, eyes swollen, something inside him shattered. The nurse froze. Recognition dawned. This wasn't just any man. This was the city's reform leader, the man whose name could end careers. Cameras turned toward him. He didn't yell. He knelt beside his wife, whispering her name, then looked up with a calm, terrifying authority. "You've just struck the wife of the man who runs this hospital's funding." Silence fell. Administrators hurried in, panic spreading as the scene streamed live across the internet. Justice this time had a witness the world couldn't ignore. By morning, the footage had gone viral. The nurse was fired, the hospital suspended, and emergency rooms citywide began mandatory racial bias training. But for Ariana, it was never about revenge, it was about change. Her baby girl, born 2 days later, became a symbol of hope and renewal. Weeks after the incident, Ariana stood beside David at a press conference, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "I forgave her," she said. "But forgiveness doesn't erase responsibility. It only opens the door to healing. Her story sparked national conversations about discrimination in healthcare, forcing institutions to confront their silence. The question remains, how many more stories like Ariana's must unfold before compassion becomes policy, not privilege? Please tell us which city and country you're watching from. Take care.